And the team that loses this game will be eliminated from the tournament. Mount Hood lost yesterday afternoon to Pierce by a score of 10-2, while Lower Columbia shut out Bellevue by a score of 9-0. So that's how these two teams ended up in this game this afternoon. We have one game left here tonight after this, after that, we will have Everett and Yakima Valley at 4:35 and Pierce and Lower Columbia at 7:35. The winners brackets games after this. I was looking at the wrong part of the bracket there. So anyway, two more games after this. Everett and Yakima Valley, Pierce and Lower Columbia. They're in the winners bracket right now. And again, the winner of this ball game will play the loser of the Everett Yakima Valley game tomorrow. Bellevue, the North number 2 team, a 35-17 record, overall 16-8, while Mount Hood comes in as the South number 1 team, 26-18, 18-6. Mount Hood is the visiting team here this afternoon. Here is the lineup as presented by Brian Donahue. Leading off will be the second baseman, Jace McKinney. He'll be followed by J.T. Williams at shortstop. Isaac Kennard is the center fielder. Nolan McCall will hit fourth. He is at third base. Designated hitter is Bone Ogata. Number 6 hitter is Taylor Travis. Number 7 hitter Nathan Elliott. At number 8 is Andrew Haley. And batting ninth will be Mitchell Rose. And on the mound for Bellevue is Connor Anderson. And the first pitch from the left-hander is a strike. So no balls and one strike on the leadoff hitter, Jace McKinney. Anderson, a left-hander, he works from the stretch. The next pitch, and that one is a bit outside, and the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Our officials this afternoon behind the plate, Eric Holden. At first base is Adam Rogers, and at third base is John Jackson. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's Anderson's next pitch. That fastball is outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike on Jace McKinney. Defensively, Eli Gallo is at third for Bellevue. Jordan LaFave is the shortstop. Anderson from the stretch. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. That fastball cut on a miss, strike 2. Austin Pierini Nico De La Cruz is at second. Tino Paletti is at first. Behind the plate is Shane Stover. Here comes a 2-2 pitch, and that one is high for ball 3. In left field, Evan Johnson. Right field or center field is Dylan Pachulek, and in right field is Austin Pierini. Here comes a 3-2 pitch. That fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. And so McKinney strikes out to start the ball game, and we have 1 out here in the top half of the first inning. Anderson's first strikeout of the ball game, and that'll bring to the plate J.T. Williams. Williams is the shortstop this afternoon for Mount Hood. He's a right-handed hitter. Here's the first pitch from Anderson. Swing and a bouncing ball hit slowly towards the third baseman. Glove there by Gallo. Throws across in time. And Williams is retired for the second out of the inning. So quickly 2 up and 2 down here for the Saints. And that'll bring up to the plate Bernard. Getting all our information here in line. Always the first couple of innings, you got to get things done quickly. And we're ready to go as Menard steps on in. Bernard, the center fielder, hits from the left side. The first pitch to him, bounces up and hits him. Well, he's hit by a pitch, and he'll move on down to first base. So 2 out hit by pitch, and that'll put a man at first base for the Mount Hood Saints. You know, Centralia College is your college for associate degrees, bachelor degrees, and job training. Apply now to get a jump on classes and financial aid. Application is easy and free. You belong at Centralia College. Visit www.centralia.edu for details. Nolan McCall steps to the plate and swings at the first pitch and fouls it away for strike 1. No balls and a strike on Nolan McCall. Just underway, top half of the first inning, no score between Mount Hood and Bellevue. Anderson from the stretch. Here's the pitch, swing, fouled away again, and the count no balls and 2 strikes. Prepare for an inspired future at Lynn Benton Community College in Albany, Oregon. You get personalized support, small classes, and you save money. Train for a job, get your bachelor's degree started, or check out the degree partnership program with Oregon State University, LBCC Inspired. Anderson's 0-2 pitch is upstairs for ball one. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Nolan McCall. Bernard his lead at first base with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. No score. Just underway in game number 6. And the next pitch is ball 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes on Nolan McCall. McCall a .302 batting average with 3 home runs and 27 RBIs. Get a look at him there. Anderson from the stretch. Looks over to first. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Swing and a foul tip into the glove for strike 3. And the Saints are retired here in the first inning of play. For Mount Hood, no runs on no hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. After an half inning of play here at Story Field in Longview, Mount Hood nothing. Bellevue coming to bat.
Soldiers in the Guard's intelligence field gather information on the enemy using a variety of tactics. Scanning foreign communications, conducting interrogations, and debriefing friendly contacts, all while delivering and coordinating data to help allies on the battlefield or stop civil emergencies. The enemy can't hide from Guard intelligence.
The first day of school is kind of scary. You don't know your teachers yet or who your friends will be. But school is really important. It's how you learn things and grow.
Okay, I'm ready.
You're gonna do great, Mommy.
For you, for them, Clark College. Get started today at clark.edu.
Bottom of the first inning as we get ready for Bellevue to come up for the first time this afternoon. Leading off will be the center fielder, Dylan Vachulek. He'll be followed by the right fielder, Austin Pinarini. Hitting third will be the shortstop, Jordan LaFave. Evan Johnson is the number 4 hitter today. He's in left field. He'll be followed by Eli Gallo. Gallo batting 5th at third base. Joe Wainhouse is a designated hitter. He hits 6th. Tino Politi is the first baseman hitting 7th. Nico De La Cruz is the second baseman hitting 8th, and batting 9th is the catcher, Shane Stober. On the mound, Cameron Jack for Mount Hood. Right-handed hitter, and he'll face the right-handed hitter, Vachulek. And the first pitch to him is a fastball downstairs, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on the leadoff hitter. Cameron Jack on the season, right-handed pitcher, and the next pitch, and that is downstairs as well, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes. Jack has started 9 games, completed 4. He has 51 innings in the book. He's given up 42 hits and walked 13. The next pitch swung on, hit down the third base line. It'll go foul, and the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. He has struck out 31 and has a 1-loss record of 4-4 with an ERA of 2.64. So 2 balls and a strike on the leadoff hitter. Vachulek for Bellevue. I'll give you the Mount Hood defense here in just a moment. Vachulek stands back in. Here comes the pitch. Shows the bunt and fouls it away, in the count evens out at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Norman McCall is at third base for the Saints. JT Williams is the shortstop. Jace McKinney is at second. Andrew Haley is at first. Out in left field is Nathan Elliott. Isaac Bernard is the center fielder. Taylor Travis is in right. Behind the plate is Mitchell Rose, and on the mound is Cameron Jack. Here's Jack's next pitch. Got away from him, sails over the head of the batter. The count goes full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 game done today so far. Chemeketa has been sent home. Truckers had, the Storm had a hard time here in the tournament, out in 2. Here comes a 3-2 pitch, and that fastball is outside and low for ball 4. So Vachulek walks, and that's a leadoff walk for Bellevue. For, as I was mentioning, for the Storm here, they played 2 games. They never did score a run. They were shut out in the opener yesterday by a score of 5-0 by Yakima Valley, and then Treasure Valley sent them home today with an 8-0 whitewash as well. So Chemeketa, the first team eliminated here at the 2016 NWAC Baseball Championships, and the loser of this ball game will be going home as well. Pinarini steps on in for Bellevue. Left-handed hitter, he shows the bunt, takes the pitch down low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Austin Pinarini. The third baseman for the Saints playing up on the artificial turf here. Everybody else back looking for the double play. Again, he shows the bunt. There goes the runner. Throw down to second base. A tag is behind him, and safe at second base is Vachulek. Ball came over on the second base side of the bag. It tailed away from the shortstop, and Vachulek slides in safely. And the Bulldogs have a runner at second base with nobody out, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes on Pinarini. Now the third baseman, McCall, will cheat on in again, and this time Pinarini will take the strike. 2 balls and a strike on Pinarini. Then a unique field here at Story Field. If you haven't been here, here comes a 2-1 pitch. That ball is swung at and fouled off the foot of the batter. Count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Got a grass outfield, and the foul territories as well is grass, but the infield is artificial turf. So it absorbs the water a bit more, able to get a lot more play out of this because this field is used extensively from February to probably about October with fall ball and everything. So it's used a lot. Pitcher from the stretch, swing and a soft hit into left field. That's a base hit, bobbled out in left field, and stopping at third base is the runner. So an opposite field base hit by Austin Pinarini between third and short, and down to third goes Vachulek. So Bellevue's got runners at the corners with nobody out here in a scoreless game, and Jordan LaFave, the shortstop, will come to the plate. Right-handed hitter for Bellevue. Bellevue, the North number 2 team. Here's the first pitch to him, and he takes it outside for ball 1. Cameron Jack, little problems finding the zone right now, trying to get dialed on in and perhaps get a ground ball double play out here. That would help him immensely. Here's a 1-0 pitch. That curveball might have got him. Very close if it didn't hit him. And was that just a pitch that was up and in? There's some bad blood here between these two schools, because now the umpires are going to talk about it. I don't think they're going to issue a warning on that. I just thought the pitch got away. And top of the first inning, Anderson threw a pitch that went sailing over the batter's head, but I don't think this is retaliation. But we'll wait to see if they issue a warning or not. Apparently not. So I just thought the pitch got away. It was close. It was high and tight, no doubt about that, to LaFave, and he probably didn't like that pitch. But that just a pitch got away from Cameron Jack. So the count's 2 balls and no strikes on the number 3 hitter for Bellevue in a scoreless game, bottom of the first. Jack will pitch. Ball is swung at. It's hit towards center field. Moving on over is Bernard. He'll make the catch. Here comes the throw. It is cut off, and sliding in safely from third is Vachulek, and Bellevue has the 1-0 lead. Sacrifice fly by Jordan LaFave as he skies it to center field. Bernard easily making the catch, but no chance on the tag to get him. As you see the replay on Topher Vision, and it's 1-0 Bellevue. So the leadoff base on balls ends up scoring, and now there's a runner at first base for Bellevue, but with 1 out. Jack from the stretch, first pitch, inside corner, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike on Evan Johnson. Evan Johnson, the number 4 hitter, playing left field this afternoon for Bellevue. Now Jack will work from the stretch. Johnson is sophomore. Here's the pitch, and bounces up the plate, gets off the glove of Rose. It'll roll all the way back to the backstop, and down to second base goes Austin Pinarini. See if that's a wild pitch or a pass ball. It was way outside. I'm sure we ruled a wild pitch. So down to second base goes Pinarini. Count 1 ball and 1 strike on Evan Johnson. And now another runner in scoring position for Bellevue, leading by a score of 1-0. Jack from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Swing and a ground line drive snared at third base by McCall for the second out. Low line drive hit right near his shoe tops and able to make the grab as McCall for the second out of the inning. Nice play, reaction play there by McCall. And there's 2 outs now for the Bellevue Bulldogs. 1-0, Bellevue on top, runner at second. That'll bring to the plate Eli Gallo. Gallo, the third baseman. First pitch to him. Fastball swung on, fouled behind us, and out of play. Strike 1. No balls and a strike on Gallo. Gallo, who wears the number 99. You don't see that very often. But you're now starting to see it a little bit more in Major League Baseball. Guys with the 60s, 70s, and 80s numbers. Here's the 0-1 pitch, swing and a bouncing ball chopped towards third. Gloved there by the third baseman McCall. Looks at the runner, throws across the diamond in time, and retires Gallo for the third out of the inning. But Bellevue picks up a run in the first inning, 1 run on 1 base hit. There were no errors, 1 runner left on base. After 1 inning of play here at Lower Columbia College, your score is Bellevue 1 and Mount Hood 0.
Home is not a building, and it's not some number on a mailbox. It's a place where we grow and love and learn. At Southern Oregon University, our people, our programs, our place blend together like a family. With over 40 majors, exceptional faculty, and a commitment to inclusion and diversity, once you become a Southern Oregon University Raider, you're home.
At Bellevue as we move to the top half of the second inning. Ogata, Travis, and Elliott due up to face Connor Anderson. Anderson started 12 games this season for the Bulldogs. He has compiled a 6-3 record with a 2.57 ERA, and the first pitch to the leadoff batter Ogata is high for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Bowen Ogata. Here's the next pitch. That fastball cut out and missed. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Ogata. Ogata, the designated hitter this afternoon for the Mount Hood Saints. Right-handed hitter. Here's the pitch. Fastball, inside corner, strike 2. Ogata turned away a little bit. He thought it was inside, but our home plate umpire Eric Holden calls it strike 2. So 1-2 now on Ogata. Here comes the pitch. That curveball at the knees called strike 3. Ogata caught looking, and he is the third strikeout victim already of Cody Anderson. He fanned 2 in the top of the first. Now he starts off the top of the second inning with a strikeout as well. That'll bring to plate Travis. First pitch to him, he shows a bunt and comes up empty, strike 1. Travis, the right fielder today for the Saints. Again, they were the number 1 team out of the South and sent into the loser's bracket here on day 2. Here's the next pitch, a curveball. That catches the edge. Strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Travis looks back. The home plate umpire didn't like the call, but he's quickly down. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a bouncing ball. It'll go foul up the first base line. And the count remains at no balls and 2 strikes. Mount Hood again knocked off by Pierce, 10-2 yesterday afternoon. I guess the Saints kicked the ball all over the field. I didn't see the game, but I understand they had 8 errors. Here's a pitch, swing, popped up, foul territory, and it will go into the stands on the third base side. And the count stays at no balls and 2 strikes. Hunter Anderson, big kid, tall and lanky for Bellevue. Bellevue wearing its home jerseys with the red lettering and the stripe, the pinstripes, as that pitch misses high and outside for ball 1. Red lettering with Bellevue written in script across the way. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. That curveball swung on, hit slowly towards the second baseman. Glove there, quick throw to first, and Travis is retired for the second out of the inning. Slow roller hit De La Cruz. He's able to grab it. Quick flip, and Travis is retired for the second out of the inning. That'll bring to the plate Nathan Elliott. Elliott, the left fielder for the Saints here this afternoon. Right-handed hitter. Anderson, again, a left-hander. Here's the first pitch to him. Fastball at the knees, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike on Elliott. 1-0 Bellevue, top of the second. Here's the next pitch. Check swing, and that pitch misses low, and they'll appeal down to first base, and he held back. So the count is 1 ball and 1 strike on the batter, Nathan Elliott. Infield looking for the double play ball, or playing back. They already got 2 outs, so you can't get a double play. There's the next pitch, and that one is off speed and outside. For ball 2, 2 balls and a strike on Elliott. Anderson from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Fastball at the letters. Strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Elliott. And there's 2 more games here this afternoon, winners bracket games at 4:35 and 7:35. Comes a 2-2 pitch. Curveball. Outside corner called strike 3. And Elliott fans, and that it'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Mount Hood here in the second. For the Saints, no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. After 1.5 innings of play, your score is Bellevue 1 and Mount Hood nothing.
The first day of school is kind of scary. You don't know your teachers yet or who your friends will be. But school is really important. It's how you learn things and grow.
Okay, I'm ready.
You're gonna do great, Mommy.
For you, for them, Clark College. Get started today at clark.edu.
Company retreat with Chief Football Officer Russell Wilson.
Guys, teamwork takes practice. And some days will be a little turbulent. But if we stay focused, and show our customers that we care. Care. Now that's giving our best. Best.
Sir, for your safety, please remain seated.
Yes, ma'am.
Giving you our best never stops. Thank you for flying Alaska.
7 and 8 hitters due up for Bellevue here in the bottom of the second. Wayne House, Politi, and Nico De La Cruz to face Cameron Jack. 1-0 Bellevue. First pitch from Jack is a fastball outside and low for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes on Wayne House. Wayne House, the designated hitter for Bellevue here this afternoon. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Wayne House. Hits .273 on the year. Has 11 home runs and 36 RBIs. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Swing and a line drive into left field. Retreating on the ball's left fielder. It's over his head. It bounces over the fence. It'll be a 2-base double for the hitter, Joe Wainhouse. Left fielder Elliott started to come in. Then he backtracked and went over his head. And then it bounces over the short fence in left field for a ground rule double. So Wainhouse, the opposite field double. And for Bellevue, it's second base hit of the evening. That'll bring up Politi. He is the first baseman for Bellevue here this afternoon. Politi takes the first pitch for a strike. No balls and 1 strike on Tino Pelletti. P-E-L-E-T-I. Pelletti. Sophomore from Bainbridge Island. Here's the 1 pitch. Swing and a fly ball into left field. This time Elliott's got a good line on it. He reaches up, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. So again, the Bellevue Bulldogs go opposite field, but this time Elliott is there. He makes the catch, and so Paletti is retired for the first out. That'll bring to the plate the number 8 hitter, Nico De La Cruz. De La Cruz, the second baseman for Bellevue here this afternoon. Jack from the stretch. First pitch shows the bunt, pushes it back towards the pitcher, but grabbed by the catcher, throw to first base, and in time to retire the batter, De La Cruz. That'll go 2-4 if you keep score with us, as the second baseman, Jace McKinney, gets on over there, and the bunt attempt results in an out, and De La Cruz is out, but down to third base goes Wayne House. So 2 outs now for Bellevue, but a runner at third base, and that'll bring to the plate Shane Stover, and he lines it over the leaping shortstop's head into left center field for a base hit. First pitch swinging, and Stover comes up with an RBI single, plating Wayne House from third rather, and that'll give Bellevue a 2-0 lead. 1 run, 2 hits already in the inning for the Bulldogs, and they have a 2-0 lead. And we'll go back to the top of the order for Bellevue, and Dylan Pachulek. First pitch to him is a fastball to knee, strike 1. No balls and a strike on Pachulek. He walked to lead off the game, stole second, and scored the first run of the afternoon for the Bulldogs. So Jack will work from the stretch once again as his team's down 2-0. Lob throw over to first base, and it bounces to the first baseman, who makes a nice grab there. Haley had to go to his knees to make that grab, as Jack really didn't throw it that hard. Runner again takes his lead at first, Stober. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That fastball misses away for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike on Pachulek. Pachulek is the leading hitter for Bellevue at .373 on the year, has 1 home run and 16 RBIs. Right-handed hitter, this time a better thrower to first base, and diving back safely is Stober. Pachulek, right-handed batter. I think I mentioned that. If not, I will again. Here comes the curveball, and that one's inside for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike on Dylan Pachulek. Vchulek. Pachulek. Get a look at him there if you're watching on Topher Vision. Another throw to first base, and again low in the dirt. A nice grab by Haley, the first baseman. So a couple tosses there by Jack. Been a little short-armed, and Haley's had to go to his knees to keep the ball from squirting away from him. Stover will take his lead once again. Jack from the stretch. Here's a pitch. Fastball taking all the way, and he takes it to the knees for strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Pachulek. Infield will drop deep now. Third baseman McCall behind the bag. Middle infielder's back as well. First baseman Haley holds the runner on at first, though. Here comes the pitch. There goes the runner. Swing and a fly ball. Hit the right field. Moving on back is Travis. He looks up, makes the catch, and that retires Bellevue here in the second inning of play. But the Bulldogs pick up another run. 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors, and 1 runner left on base. After 2 complete innings of play, your score, Bellevue 2, Mount Hood nothing.
LCC has definitely prepared me to transfer to Oregon State because it's helped me with my study skills. I'm a much harder worker than I was in high school.
I had a great support base by the staff, and I've made some great friends that I think I'll carry on with my life.
I've definitely loved my classes. I've learned a lot. It's been a healthy environment.
Don't be afraid to branch out. The people here are awesome. I'm going to be in it for a while, but down the road I'll be finishing up and be ready to join the workforce.
I initially declared my major in mathematics, but I changed my major to computer science after I took just 1 computer science class. When I took a CS class, I realized that it had all of the problem solving that I loved in mathematics, but I could make really cool applications. If you love solving problems, if you have a very logical and mathematical thought process, and you are creative, CS is for you. Really, if you love problem solving, we love you.
Top of the third inning for the Mount Hood Saints, the 8, 9, and 1 hitters, Haley, Rose, and then Jace McKinney to face Cody Anderson. Anderson's been stellar so far in this ball game. He has gone through the first 2 innings, has not given up a hit, and he's already struck out 4 in the ball game. 2 in the first, 2 in the second. Now he will face the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Haley is the first baseman for Mount Hood, left-handed hitter. He'll step on in. Sun's starting to peek out a bit now here at Story Field, and we have time called. Apparently a ball on the field, and one of the Bellevue coaches will go grab it, and we'll resume play. Haley from Mount Hood is a sophomore from Columbia River High School, just down the road from us, and he takes the first pitch a little bit low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Andrew Haley. Anderson's ready. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that is up and in, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes on Haley. Third baseman Gallo playing even with the bag. Everybody else plays back deep. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. That fastball inside for ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes on the leadoff hitter, Haley. It's funny, you talk about how a kid's pitching, been dominant. Here's the 3-0 pitch right down the heart of the plate for strike 1. Then he immediately gets behind in the count. The only man that's been on base has been Bernard as he's hit by a pitch. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and that fastball is outside for ball 4. So Anderson issues his first walk of the ball game as Haley will trot on down to first with nobody out here in the third inning, and Mount Hood trailing Bellevue by a score of 2-0. That'll bring to the plate Mitchell Rose. Rose, the catcher for the Saints, probably there to bunt. Gallo expects that, and he already has showed a bunt. Here's the pitch, and he pulls the bat back. Snap throw to first, and the tag, and safe. Back at first base is Haley. Did not see if the pitch has been ruled. It was ruled a strike, so no balls and a strike on Rose. Again, he is showing the bunt, and this time he will get it down, hit the third base, glove there by the third baseman, throw to first in time, and the sacrifice is successful. A 5-4 sacrifice bunt by Mitchell Rose. That's the first out of the inning, but that'll put a Mount Hood Saint in scoring position with 1 out. We'll go to the top of the order. That'll bring to plate Jace McKinney. McKinney 0 for 1 today. He struck out looking to lead off the ball game for Mount Hood. Here's Anderson's first pitch to him. It's a little breaking ball at the knees for strike 1. No balls and a strike on McKinney. McKinney on the year at .311 batting average. Anderson looks back to second base. Here's the pitch. Fastball swing and a bouncing ball hit towards second base. Charged there by the second baseman. Throws to first just in time. And there's a groan from the crowd as De La Cruz's throw looked like it might have pulled Politi off first base, but no one will contest that. We'll see the replay here. And he threw it sidearm, and no, his foot was on the bag. So 2 outs here now for the Saints as McKinney's retired 4-3. That'll bring to the plate J.T. Williams, and J.T. Williams takes the pitch low for ball 1. Williams this afternoon 0 for 1, grounded out to the third baseman. Anderson's ready. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Off speed, misses well outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike on Williams. Runner at third base is Haley for Mount Hood, which trails by a score of 2-0 in the top of the third. Here's the next pitch. Fastball swing, fouled back to the screen, and the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike on J.T. Williams. Outfield playing straight away. Infield back with the exception of the third baseman. Gallo plays a lot up on the turf. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Off speed, and that is a little bit outside for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike on J.T. Williams. Williams from Eagle, Oregon, sophomore. Anderson's ready. Here's a 3-1 pitch. Swing and fouled away. And the count goes full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Getting a lot more sunshine now here at Story Field. As the first game ended, it started to rain for a bit, and enough where the grounds crew had to cover the home plate and pitcher's mound for a while as they were working on the field. Now we've got pleasant weather. Anderson's ready. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and that curveball is a little outside, ball 4. So Williams down to first base. Anderson thought he had his 5th strikeout as he started back towards the dugout, but instead he issues his 2nd walk of the inning. So runners at first and third with 2 outs for Mount Hood, and that'll bring to the plate Isaac Bernard. Bernard hit by a pitch in the 1st inning, so he has no official at bat here in the ball game. Bernard, a first-team all-region selection for Mount Hood, and he takes the first pitch down the middle, strike 1. No balls and a strike on Bernard. 357 batting average on the year, Gold Glove winner as well. Excellent player. We saw him last year. Did a really nice job for the Saints. Steps in again, Anderson from the stretch, curveball, and that's at the belt for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes on Bernard. Has not even offered at a pitch yet. Watch those first 2 slow curves, and elected to let him to go by. Now he's down on the count, no balls and 2 strikes. He'll step back in again. Anderson looks to third. Now he's set. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swinging, a ground ball hit towards second base and booted there by the second baseman, Nico De La Cruz. A long run for De La Cruz as he had to go wide to his right. That ball hit off his glove, and wait to see if it's ruled a base hit. It will be ruled a base hit, and an RBI for Bernard. Infield base hit and an RBI for Bernard, as scoring from third is Andrew Haley, and it makes the score 2-1. Down to second goes J.T. Williams, and here's the first pitch to the batter, Nolan McCall. It's a fastball called strike 1. So Bernard at first base on the infield base hit, and it's 2-1 Bellevue. That's the first hit of the ball game for the Saints. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Off speed, fouled back to the backstop, and the count's no balls and 2 strikes on Nolan McCall. 1 run, 1 hit now for Mount Hood. 2 runs on 3 hits for Bellevue. Again, this is a losers out contest. Winner plays tomorrow. Loser becomes spectators. Looking back to second base is Anderson, and the runner back there, Williams, not going anywhere. So McCall will step back in, and Anderson again will work from the stretch. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. That off-speed pitch is outside. Ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes on McCall. McCall, 302 hitter this year with 3 home runs and 27 RBIs. Anderson looks. Here's 1-2 pitch. There goes the runners. The ball is swung at. It is missed, and then he is tagged out at home. So McCall strikes out, and that will retire the Saints here in the 3rd inning of play. For the Saints, 1 run on 1 base hit. There were no errors and 2 runners left on base. After 2.5 innings of play at Lower Columbia College, the score is now Bellevue 2, Mount Hood 1.
I remember the moment clearly.
I'll never forget that moment.
As long as I live.
I realized at that moment, when we first saw the damage, these people really needed us. And I was going to make a difference, right here in my community. Together with local responders, we cleared trees and collapsed walls. We had to get to the family trapped beneath. As a citizen soldier, I made a difference.
Be there for your community at NationalGuard.com.
Bottom of the 3rd inning for the Bellevue Bulldogs, right fielder, number 10, Austin
We'll bring to the
Pinarini.
plate Austin Pinarini to lead off for Bellevue here in the Bottom half of the third inning, Bellevue on top of Mount Hood by a score of 2-1, and he takes the first pitch for a strike. Olympic College is a great place to hit the field and the books, earn your associate degree, then transfer to a university, or slide into home and earn your bachelor degree without leaving Kitsap County. Get busy learning at olympic.edu. Count 1 ball and 1 strike now on Pinarini. Here's Jack's next pitch. Shows the bunt and pushes it foul. And the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hit it off the end of the bat and went down the third baseline. Nice down on the count, 1-2. Pinarini in the first had a base hit. Moved down to second on a wild pitch, and that's where he was stranded. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Check swing. That's fouled into the screen. And the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cody Anderson with 5 strikeouts in the contest already. And he has pitched 3 innings. That's for Bellevue. Jack in the ball game has walked 1, has yet to fan anybody as of yet. But again, talk about numbers. Only 1 number matters. That's the final score. Here's the pitch. Swing and a line drive foul into the area where they sell the merchandise. And the count remains at 1-2. Again, baseball is a game of numbers. Think about it. Any sport you talk about has numbers, but baseball really has numbers. 6, 4, 3 equals 2. You know, think about it, all the numbers. Every position a kid plays is numbered. It's not a letter, a point forward, things like that. There's the next pitch. Swing and a pop-up down the left field line. Here comes the left fielder in foul territory. He's got room to make the catch for the first out of the inning. Nathan Elliott in foul territory makes the catch, and Pinarini is the first out here in the third inning of play. So 1 out, and that will bring to the plate Jordan Lefebvre. Lefebvre in the ball game has not had an official at bat. He does have an RBI, and he swings at the first pitch for strike 1. Sacrifice fly to Bernard in the first inning of play, which scored Bachulek, which gave Bellevue the 1-0 lead. Right now leading by a score of 2-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's low for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike on Lefebvre. Jackson will work from the full windup. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Swing and a fly ball. Hit to center field. Back on the ball. Now stopping is Bernard. He'll come on in to make the catch for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 down here for Bellevue here in the bottom half of the third inning. Centralia College is your college for associate degrees, bachelor degrees, and job training. Apply now to get a jump on classes and financial aid. Application is easy and free. You belong at Centralia College. Visit www.centralia.edu for details. First pitch to Evan Johnson, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes on the cleanup hitter for Bellevue, Johnson. Here's the next pitch. Fastball inside, ball 2. Johnson all on ball game, 0 for 1. Line drive out to McCall, who made a nice shoe top catch to record the second out of the first inning. Here's the next pitch. Fastball at the letter, strike 1. 2 balls and a strike on Evan Johnson. 2-1 Bellevue, bottom of the third. Jack ready. Here's the wind and the delivery. Swing on a fastball. Popped up in the infield. Second baseman says he's got it. Looks up into the sun, makes the catch for out number 3. For Bellevue, a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. After 3 complete innings of play, your score, Bellevue 2, Mount Hood 1.
100 destinations.
We go to the top of the 4th inning, and for the Saints, Ogata, Travis, and Elliott, 5, 6, and 7 hitters, to face Cody Anderson. First pitch is a fastball, high, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Ogata. Ogata, the designated hitter, 0 for 1 today, struck out looking in the second. Here's Anderson's next pitch. Swing, fly ball into short center field. That has a chance to drop. A diving try by the shortstop off the end of his glove and a fall for a base hit. Ogata hit a little tweener between the center fielder and the shortstop. A great effort by Lefebvre as he goes on out. You'll see it on Topher Vision. Looks over his shoulder, dives, and just outside the reach of his glove, and it falls for the base hit. Well, that is the second safety of the ball game for the Saints. That'll bring to the plate Taylor Travis. Bellevue expecting the bunt, and they charge, and the pitch misses high. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Travis. He's 0 for 1 today. Grounded out to the second baseman, De La Cruz, at his only at bat. So he'll step back in again, and the third baseman, Gallo, halfway down the line, shows the bunt again. This time he pushes down to third base. They'll look at second. No one's there, so they'll throw it to first for the sacrifice. Travis is retired on the 5-3 sacrifice bunt. Down to second goes Ogata. For a moment, Gallo looked towards second base as he got a chance at Ogata as he was halfway down the line. He looked there, but there was no one at second base, so he had no choice but to go to first for the only chance he had for an out. That'll bring to the plate Nathan Elliott. Elliott swings at the first pitch and fouls it away. Strike 1. A ball's and a strike on Nathan Elliott. He is 0 for 1 today. He's also a strikeout victim back in the second. 2-1 Bellevue here in the top of the 4th, but the Saints have the tying run at second base. Anderson takes a look back to the second base area, and no one's there. Here's the pitch. Check swing. It's down in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike on Nathan Elliott. Right-handed hitter for the Saints. Anderson from the stretch. Looks back to second. Now he'll come back with the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes on Elliott. Playing a little bit of cat and mouse with the runner at second base, Ogata, as the shortstop Lefebvre sneaks in from behind him. And Anderson didn't look back to second that time. He came home with a pitch. So Elliott down on the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Try and at least put the ball in play to the right side. Now to get the run over to third. Here's the pitch and a curveball at the knee, strike 3. Elliott knew it too as he started to walk away as soon as the ball crossed the plate, and he's retired for the second out of the inning. For Anderson, his 6th strikeout here of the ball game. Prepare for an inspired future at Lynn Benton Community College in Albany, Oregon. You get personalized support, small classes, and you save money. Train for a job, get your bachelor's degree started, or check out the degree partnership program with Oregon State University. LBCC Inspired. First pitch to Andrew Haley, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Haley. He walked and scored a run back in the 3rd inning. Ogata takes his lead at second base. Here's a 1-0 pitch, and that off-speed pitch is a little high and outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes on Haley. Ogata, the tying run at second base for the Saints, down by a score of 2-1. Outfield plays him shaded to the right, and the next pitch misses outside again for ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes on Haley. 2 walks have been given up by Anderson. He struck out 6 so far, but he's in danger of walking this batter. And there's the pitch right down the middle, strike 1. 3 balls and a strike on Haley. It's funny how many times a leadoff walk will score. It's happened twice in this game so far. Leadoff walk in the first for Bellevue scored. Leadoff walk for Mount Hood in the third scored. Here's the pitch, 3-1, swung on, hit towards left center field. Moving on over is Vochulek. He makes the catch, and Mount Hood's retired here in the fourth inning of play. For the Saints, no runs on one hit. There were no errors, one runner left on base. After 3.5 innings of play, your score remains Bellevue 2, Mount Hood 1.
What if your dreams could change the world? What would you do? Where would you start? Southern Oregon University is a place where anyone, everyone, can realize that dream. With over 40 majors, our accelerated degree programs, online and night schedules make sure your everyday life doesn't get in the way of your real life. Southern Oregon University. Learn. Dream.
Campus of LCC, the 2016 NWAC Baseball Championships continue, and we're in the bottom of the fourth inning as Bellevue leads Mount Hood by a score of 2-1. For Bellevue here in the fourth inning, Gallo, Wainhouse, and Paletti are due up. First pitch swinging is Gallo, pops it up on the right side of the infield, moving on over into shallow right field is McKinney. He makes the catch, and Gallo's retired for the first out of the inning. One pitch, one out, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Joe Wainhouse. Wainhouse today, a double and a run scored. He led off the second with the double and eventually scored on the Stover base hit in the second, which gave at that time a 2-0 lead to the Bulldogs. And he takes the first pitch from Cameron Jack down low, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes on Wainhouse. Jack was ready to go, but since the ball got past the catcher, Paletti had not picked up the ball yet, so he's still in play. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Swing and a one-hopper hit to the second baseman. Gloved there by McKinney. He'll throw to first in time, and Wainhouse is retired for the second out of the inning. 2 up and 2 down for Bellevue here in the bottom of the fourth. A quick moving fourth inning so far, and that'll bring up Paletti. Paletti, the first baseman for the Bulldogs. He is 0 for 1 this afternoon. Skied out to the left fielder, Elliott. Jack is ready. First pitch, line drive into center field. Long comes Bernard. It goes over his head, and it'll roll all the way to the wall. On his way to second base is Paletti, and he'll go in there with a stand-up double. Bernard was on the run, charged on in, and then the ball sailed past his glove as he misjudged it, and it went just past him, and it rolled all the way to the wall, and down to second base goes Paletti on the 2-out double. That'll bring up Nico De La Cruz. De La Cruz is 0 for 1 today. Had a bunt in the second inning, so he's 0 for 1. Here's the first pitch to him. Curveball outside. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on De La Cruz. 2-1 Bellevue. Bottom of the fourth inning, and the Bulldogs at bat. Here's the next pitch. Swing and fouled back to the screen. And the count of 1 ball and 1 strike on De La Cruz. De La Cruz, a sophomore from Federal Way. Most of the Bellevue kids from up that way. As I look through the roster quickly, looks like the farthest south they went was Kent. Now there's an Auburn, so that's about a little bit farther south. Next pitch, swing, fouled away again. Count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. Had an opportunity to visit Bellevue College's gymnasium during the high school basketball playoffs. That's a nice facility. Beautiful place to watch high school and college basketball. Jack's ready. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that off-speed pitch is high, ball 2. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Really enjoyed it up there. Easy place to get to, just off of 405. Don't follow MapQuest, just follow what the signs say. That's what got me messed up. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. And that'll retire De La Cruz, and that'll retire the Bulldogs here in the 4th inning of play. For Bellevue in the 4th, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. After 4 complete innings of play, your score, Bellevue 2, Mount Hood 1.
Company Retreat with Chief Football Officer Russell Wilson.
Drum circles are all about getting in sync with your teammates. And when we're in sync, it shows in how we focus on our customers. Faster, friendlier, and higher customer satisfaction.
Sometimes you have to improvise to meet your customers' needs.
Giving you our best never stops. Thank you for flying Alaska.
The first day of school made it all worth it because I realized that I had made the right choice and I got to pursue my passion, and not just my passion, it was my dream.
When I came here and I'm in a class with 20 to 30 people, your teachers remember you by name. They treat you like you're an adult.
Don't do something that you hate doing for the rest of your life because life is short. You only have one life to live.
The top of the 5th inning, Bellevue leading Mount Hood by a score of 2-1. Mitchell Rose, the number 9 hitter, then back to the top of the order for the Saints, Jace McKinney and J.T. Williams. Rose steps on in to face Cody Anderson. Anderson's ready, and he delivers the first pitch and a fastball, strike 1. No balls and a strike on Rose. Rose has not had an official bat here in the ball game. He sacrificed back in the last inning. And here's the next pitch, swing and a line drive, hit to the second baseman and grabbed there by De La Cruz for the first out. Soft line drive, De La Cruz able to easily make the grab, and Rose is retired for the first out here in the 5th inning. So we'll go back to the top of the order, and Jace McKinney. McKinney today is 0 for 2. First pitch to him is fastball, soft line drive, and it's leaping catch made there by Jordan LaFave, and quickly there are 2 outs here for the Saints here in the 5th inning of play. Was another soft line drive, and just not a tough play for the shortstop LaFave. He had to jump a little bit, but not that high, and able to snag it, and we've got 2 outs here in the 5th inning. That'll bring to play J.T. Williams, who takes the first pitch for a strike. No balls and a strike on Williams. He's 0 for 1 today. Walked in the 3rd, grounded out in the 1st. Anderson ready. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And he'll take the curveball at the knees for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes on Williams. 2-1 Bellevue over Mount Hood, top of the 5th inning in this losers out ball game at the 2016 NWAC Baseball Championships. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a ground ball hit towards second base, and it'll go into center field for a base hit. So Williams, a ground ball up the middle, gets past the second baseman De La Cruz, and the Saints have their 3rd base hit of the afternoon. That'll bring up Isaac Bernard. Bernard, a single and an RBI, and hit by a pitch. So he's 1 for 1 today for Mount Hood. Tying run at first base now, and J.T. Williams, who'd be held on there by Paletti. Anderson's first pitch to Bernard misses outside and low, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Isaac Bernard. Sky's brightening up here at Story Field. A lot of high puffy clouds, and maybe we have gotten out of the nasty weather. Anderson's ready. Here is the 1-0 pitch, and that fastball a little bit outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes on Isaac Bernard. Game not quite an hour old, and we're moving right along as we're in the 5th inning. Anderson ready. He'll check signals from Stober. And he'll come up with the pitch. There goes the runner, check swing, and Stober goes to throw the baseball, and then on the transfer he lost control of it, and sliding in safely at second base is J.T. Williams. So he'll move into scoring position with 2 outs. The pitch ruled a ball to Bernard, and so the count is now 3-0 on Bernard, and a runner at second base. So Anderson who's walked 2 so far, looking to get out of this. Here's the pitch, and that is in the dirt for ball 4. Well, Bernard's been on base 3 straight times now as he's hit by a pitch, had an infield base hit. Now he walks here with 2 outs in the 5th inning of play. So the go-ahead run is on for the Saints. Now it'll bring to the plate the cleanup hitter, Nolan McCall. McCall so far unable to solve Cody Anderson as he has struck out twice. Anderson from the stretch. First pitch, fastball in the dirt. Stover lost it. Now he picks it up. He'll look to third and not throw the baseball at all. He lost it as it went off his glove. It was by his foot, did not see it. And then, by then, the runners advanced. We'll see if they call that a wild pitch or a pass ball. It'll be a wild pitch, allowing the runners to move up 90 feet. So Williams is at third, and now at second is Bernard, and a base hit might score them both. Here's a 1-0 pitch, curveball, cut on and missed, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike on Nolan McCall. McCall from the Dalles, a sophomore. Probably used to playing in different weather than this. A lot of wind over there in the Dalles. Here's a 1-1 pitch, another curveball, and that's outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike on McCall. McCall 302 on the year with 3 home runs, 27 RBIs. Base hit here will score at least 1, maybe 2. Anderson from the stretch, 2-1 pitch. Fastball, cut on and miss, strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Nolan McCall. Mount Hood just 3 hits in the ball game. Bellevue with 4 in this 2-1 contest. McCall steps back in. Anderson will continue to work from the stretch. Here comes a 2-2 pitch. Off speed, hit on a soft line drive, caught at second base by De La Cruz, and that will retire the Saints here in the 5th inning of play. They don't score as the Saints get 1 base hit. There were no errors and 2 runners left on base. 4.5 innings in the book, and your score is Bellevue 2 and Mount Hood 1.
Aviation warrant officers deal in high-pressure situations, life-saving disaster rescues, delivering soldiers and payloads to critical areas, and engaging enemy targets. Supported by an aviation mechanic team on the ground, guard pilots control the sky.
The first day of school is kind of scary. You don't know your teachers yet or who your friends will be. But school is really important. It's how you learn things and grow.
Okay, I'm ready.
You're gonna do great, Mommy.
For you, for them, Clark College. Get started today at clark.edu.
Well, the 5th inning we go. The 9 1-2 hitters due up for Bellevue in this 2-1 game. Bellevue on top. Shane Stober, Dylan Vachulek, and Austin Pierini are due up for the Dogs. First pitch to Shane Stober, a fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1. Stober 1 for 1 here this afternoon, a single and an RBI back in the 2nd. Jack is ready. Here's the next pitch, and that sails up over the head of Stober, and the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Stober, the right-handed hitter, will step back in. And Jack is ready. Here comes a pitch, swing, and a fat fly ball hit to left field. On comes the left fielder, Elliott. He makes a running catch for the first out of the inning. Looked like that was hit off the end of the bat, because when it first was hit, I thought it was hit better than that. And Elliott read it well. He comes in charging and makes the catch about belt high. And that is the first out of the inning for Bellevue here in the 5th. So back to the top of the order for the Bulldogs, and leading off for the Bulldogs, Vachulek. And he takes the first pitch upstairs for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Or 1 ball, no strikes on Dylan Vachulek. He is 0 for 1 here in the ball game. Steps back in, shows the bunt again, pulls the bat back, and again the pitch is high. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes on Vachulek. Led off the ball game with a walk and scored after he stole a base on the Pinarini base hit. Right now, that's the difference in the ball game. 1 run. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. That fastball at the knees, strike 1. 2 balls and a strike on Vachulek. Again, I was talking about numbers in baseball. All the players are listed as numbers when you put them in your book. The number 5, here's the pitch, swinging a ground ball off the foot of Jack. It goes to the third baseman, throw to first, and not in time. Safe at first is Vachulek as the ball goes off the front of the mound, hits the pitcher's foot, Jack, and it ricochets over to McCall. He throws to first base, but not in time, and safe at first base is Vachulek. So an infield base hit as Eric Holden, the home plate umpire, talks to Jack, make sure he is okay, and he determines he is, and that'll bring up Pinarini. So a 1-out single for Vachulek, and that'll bring up Pinarini. 2-1 Bellevue, bottom of the 5th. Here's the pitch, misses high, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Again, back to the thought here, everyone's listed as a number. You know, number 4 is the second baseman. Number 1's the pitcher. And the right fielder's number 9. Now throw to first base, and just back safely is Vachulek. The same thing in the batting order, you know. Number 1 hitter, number 4 hitter. That's the way it works. In football, you've got guards. In basketball, you've got guards. But everything in baseball is done with numbers. Here is the 1-0 pitch, and that fastball is a little bit low, ball 2. So it makes the game a little bit unique in the fact that everything is numbered. Time of game is always in there. The only thing that's constant is, you know, bases. They're 90 feet away. Pitching mound 60 feet 6 inches. Here's the 2-0 pitch. There goes the runner. Ball swung on, hit foul up the first base line. And I'm not sure if he broke his bat or not, but he tossed it towards the dugout, and apparently he did. So Pinarini breaks his bat and have to get a new one. That'll allow someone from the Lower Columbia baseball team to bring out some new baseballs to the home plate umpire. As it counts at 2 balls and 1 strike. Reminder that today's game is also brought to you in part by All Out Sewer and Drain Service. Over 30 years of professionally cleaning out your drains, not your wallet. And by Baker Lumber Company, your only locally owned building materials store in Kelso Longview. Pinarini sets back in with a 2-1 count. Vachulek takes his lead at first base. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt for ball 3. Yeah, so baseball is unique in the fact when you talk about football being played, yeah, it's a 50-yard field, but if you go to Canada, it's a 55-yard wide field, 110 yards. Here's the pitch, and that's down at the knees for strike 2, 3 balls and 2 strikes. But if you play baseball in Cuba or Japan or wherever, it's 90 feet to the bases. Again, unique part of baseball. From the stretch, Jack will work. There goes the runner. Pitches, gets off the glove of Rose, and down to second base goes the runner. And down to first base on the walk is Pinarini. So Vachulek was off on the pitch. The ball got away from Rose, but Vachulek elected to stay at second with 1 out. And Pinarini down to first. For Jack, that is the second walk that he has given up here today. And Bellevue now has runners at first and second with 1 out. Now to bring to plate Jordan Lefebvre. Lefebvre, the number 3 hitter, and he takes the first pitch at the letters for strike 1. No balls and a strike on Lefebvre. Lefebvre 0 for 1 today with a sacrifice fly and an RBI back in the first. 2-1 Bellevue. Jack working from the stretch for Mount Hood. Looks back to second. Here's the pitch. Way outside, and a nice backhanded stab by Rose to save the batters from moving up another 90 feet. The count of 1 ball and 1 strike on Jordan Lefebvre. Jack will take a look back to second as he steps back on the rubber. Sun shaded a little bit by the clouds right now. They'll look back to second, and Jack just steps off the rubber. 1 ball, 1 strike on Jordan Lefebvre. Reminder, you're listening to this baseball game on KLOG, AM 1490, Kelso Longview, and online at klog.com. Next pitch, swing and fouled away. And on Topher Vision, catch that as well. All those games, all games on Topher Vision. This will be the last live game on KLOG today. We'll have Mariner baseball at 6 o'clock tonight when the Twins come to town to take on the Mariners. Here's Jack's 1-2 pitch. There go the runners. Ball is hit past the diving third baseman into left field for a base hit. Heading on home and scoring is Vachulek, and Bellevue adds to its lead. Jordan Lefebvre, a single into left field on the RBI on the hit and run, and scoring from second base is Vachulek, and Bellevue has the 3-1 lead. Down to second goes Pinarini, as it just got past the diving McCall, and the Saints now trail by a couple. That'll bring out the Saints head coach Brian Donahue, and we'll see if he's going to stay with his pitcher or go with someone new. Today's ball game brought to you in part by Bud Clary Chevrolet and Subaru, treating you like family since 1959 in Longview and Kelso, and by Carlson's Heating and Air Conditioning, serving the local area for over 50 years. John Jackson, the third base umpire, and Eric Holden talking on the first base line. John Jackson should have become a grandpa again today. His second grandchild should have been born today. His daughter-in-law was induced yesterday. They had not delivered the baby as of yesterday evening, but it should be done by now, I would hope. And so for the second time, John Jackson, a local official, umpire, he and his wife Noelle became grandparents. So congratulations to you. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Bellevue has scored a run and has runners at first and second, leads 3-1. And the first pitch up and in to Evan Johnson gets off the glove of the catcher. Catcher talking to the home plate umpire. Now the ball rolls into the dugout. He was talking to the umpire. He said the ball hit the bat and he wanted the ball killed, but he never chased the baseball. The home plate umpire said, nope, didn't happen. And so Rose never chased the ball. It goes into the dugout, and it allows the runner to advance from second to third. And then he scored when the ball went into the dugout. So now we'll have a conversation amongst our 3 umpires as Mitchell Rose forgot to chase the baseball. He was starting to say something to the home plate umpire, Eric Holden. And we'll take a look, and you can't tell from that shot. It was very close. Maybe we'll see from the center field camera. And here's the pitch. Oh, this is a different play. This is the one where he hit it to the pitcher, Jack, and it hit his foot. Now they have said the ball must have fouled off the bat of Johnson. And they go and talk to Mark Yoshino. He says, okay, that's fine. And so the runners will be returned to second and third. So fortunately, Mitchell Rose was right, because if he had been overruled, it would have cost his team a run there, because he was jawing at the home plate umpire instead of chasing the baseball. But it was ruled, should be ruled a strike. Now looks like we might have a pitching change, as for the second time this inning, Brian Donahue has come out the field and he has signaled for a pitching change. So that's going to be it for Cameron Jack, as we have 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and Cameron Jack is going to be replaced here. He's given up 6 hits in the ball game. So far, 3 runs, but his day is going to be over here as we have 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll take a 1-minute break as we have a break in the action. Your score is Bellevue 3, Mount Hood 1. Back after this 1-minute timeout.
Baby, when
Now pitching for the Mount Hood Saints, number 27, Riley Moore.
Okay, we're back here at Lower Columbia College. We are in game number 6. We've had a pitching change as Bellevue now has a 3-1 lead over Mount Hood. Again, the winner of this ball game will play tomorrow at 11:05 against the loser of the Everett-Yakima Valley game, which is scheduled to start at 4:35 this evening. And the loser will be eliminated from the championships. So Riley Moore will replace Garrett Jack here for Mount Hood as we have 1 out in the 5th inning. At the moment, Jack has given up 3 runs on 6 hits. He walked 2 and struck out nobody, and Riley Moore will come on in. Moore making his 13th appearance of the year. He has started 5 games. He's gone 41 2/3 innings. He has given up 45 hits. He has struck out 33 and walked just 10, and his ERA of 3.45. So Riley Moore in relief of Garrett Jack here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Bellevue on top by a score of 3-1. Reminder that today's game brought to you in part by Bob's Sporting Goods, famous for the right stuff and the best people since 1947, and by the Columbia Auto Group, where their reputation rides with you. Evan Johnson steps back in. You got to count a 1-0. That can't be right because the runners are sent back to the their respective positions. No, they moved up. I'm sorry, they moved up. They moved up one place, so they're at 2nd and 3rd. Pierini is at 3rd and LaFave is at 2nd. So the count is 1 ball and no strikes on Evan Johnson. But Riley Moore in relief of Garrett Jack, and the first pitch to Johnson is a curveball, strike 1. 1-1 on Johnson because he had already taken 1 pitch from Garrett Jack. So in actuality, if this man walks, then it will be charged to Jack. Johnson steps in, the infield moves up on the cut of the artificial turf, and the ball is swung on, hit to center field and deep. Back on the ball is Bernard. He makes the catch for the out. He's going to throw to 3rd. Runner tags from 3rd. He will score, and the runner from 2nd slides into 3rd as well. And so a sacrifice fly by Evan Johnson. He'll pick up the RBI. That's the 2nd out of the inning, and it's now Bellevue 4 and Mount Hood 1. Pierini scores from 3rd, and down to 3rd base goes LaFave. A runner at 3rd now at 2 outs. That'll bring the plate Eli Gallo. Gallo today is 0 for 2. Moore from the stretch. First pitch, a fastball, a little downstairs for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Eli Gallo. So 2 runs in here in the inning for Bellevue, and now has extended the lead to 4-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's Moore's next pitch. Fastball, swing, foul, and it'll drift into the bullpen and out of play, and they count 1 ball and 1 strike on Gallo. Gallo 0 for 2 today, grounded out to the 3rd baseman and popped out rather, to the 2nd baseman McKinney. 1 ball, 1 strike on Bellevue's Eli Gallo. Now just readjusting his equipment. Now he'll step back in. Moore from the stretch. Here's a pitch, curveball, swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Gallo. Infield playing back now with 2 strikes on the batter. The outfield playing straight away. Wind starting to pick up a little bit, pushing in from left field. So they might come up a step or 2 as well. Moore is ready. Here comes 1-2 pitch, curveball, swing and a foul into the screen. behind the first base dugout, and the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 run in the first for Bellevue, 1 in the second, now 2 here in the 5th. The only tally so far for Mount Hood, a single run back in the 3rd. And more in relief of Cameron Jack. Here comes the pitch. Curveball and a nice stop by Mitchell Rose, as that one was right around the plate area. Skipped up to him and he's able to knock it down and did not allow the runner to score from 3rd. 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Gallo. Riley Moore, the stretch again. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Fastball is up. Outside corner, called strike 3. Gallo didn't like the call, but he have to go sit down, and Bellevue is retired here in the 5th inning of play. For the Bulldogs, 2 runs on 1 base hit. There were 2 base hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. After 5 complete innings of play, it's now Bellevue 4, Mount Hood 1.
The first day of school is kind of scary. You don't know your teachers yet or who your friends will be. But school is really important. It's how you learn things and grow.
Okay, I'm ready.
You're gonna do great, Mommy.
For you, for them, Clark College. Get started today at clark.edu.
Home is not a building, and it's not some number on a mailbox. It's a place where we grow and love and learn. At Southern Oregon University, our people, our programs, our place blend together like a family. With over 40 majors, exceptional faculty, and a commitment to inclusion and diversity, once you become a Southern Oregon University Raider, you're home.
We go to the top of the 6th. Bone Ogata steps on in and he takes the first pitch for a strike. Ogata, Travis, and Elliott, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters, due up for Mount Hood. Anderson's ready, the next pitch, and that's at the knees for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes on Ogata. So Anderson working quickly now with the 3-run lead and ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes on Bowen Ogata. Anderson ready. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Curveball, swing and a miss, strike 3. And he fans Ogata for the 2nd time here this afternoon. 1 out in the 6th. And for Anderson, that's his 7th strikeout of the afternoon. And to bring to the plate, Taylor Travis. Travis today is 0 for 1. The left-hander steps in to face the left-handed hurler. Here's the first pitch to him, and that fastball on the outside corner, strike 1. No balls and a strike on Travis. Grounded out to the second baseman, and a sacrifice bunt back in the 4th. So he's 0 for 1. Third baseman moves up even with the cut of the AstroTurf, and the ball is swung on, hit to the second baseman, De La Cruz. He throws to Paletti, and Travis is retired for the 2nd out of the inning. So quickly, 2 up and 2 down for Mount Hood here on the top of the 6th. Now to bring to the plate Nathan Elliott. Elliott, the left fielder, is 0 for 2 today. Anderson continues from the stretch, and the first pitch, check swing, he went, strike 1. Elliott fooled completely so far by Anderson. He's been caught looking twice, so he's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that curveball comes right back over the heart of the plate for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes on Nathan Elliott. 4-1 Bellevue, top of the 6th inning over Mount Hood. Anderson's ready. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that curveball misses low. Ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Still 2 more games left this afternoon. We'll have one at 4:35 and also one at 7:35. Comes a 1-2 pitch. Curveball and foul at the plate. And the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. 4:35 will feature Yakima Valley and Everett. And then at 7:35 tonight, Lower Columbia and Pierce. Stepping back in is Elliott. Anderson is there. He's ready to go. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three, and Elliott fans for the third time this afternoon. For Mount Hood, a 1-2-3 innings. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. After the end of 5.5 innings of play, the score, Bellevue 4, Mount Hood 1.
I love biology because I'm interested in how different ticks can be on different trails can actually impact human infection rates of Rocky Mountain spotted fever. I did all of the research from the ground up. I got into grad school at the University of Notre Dame. The research opportunities that I've gotten here were absolutely instrumental in my getting into grad school. I love bugs and other arthropods, yeah, especially the ones that carry disease.
Bottom of the 6th inning, and Bellevue on top 4-1. Prepare for an inspired future at Lynn Benton Community College in Albany, Oregon. You get personalized support, small classes, and you save money. Train for a job, get your bachelor's degree started, or check out the degree partnership program with Oregon State University. LBCC, inspired. For Bellevue here in the 6th inning, it'll be Wayne House, Paletti, and De La Cruz to face Riley Moore. Moore in relief of Cameron Jack. Wayne House will step in. Moore will work from the stretch, with no one on base, and the first pitch is a fastball, misses wide, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes on Wayne House. Wayne House, a designated hitter, is 1 for 2 today. A double and a run scored in the 2nd and grounded out in the 4th. Here's the next pitch. That fastball again misses outside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes on Wayne House. Playing him straight away as the wind now picks up, blows in from left field. Moore ready. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. That fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike on Wayne House. Wayne House again with 11 home runs this year, 36 RBIs. Bellevue as a team has hit 26 dingers. That's a lot for a wood bat team. Here's a 2-1 pitch. That fastball a little bit outside, ball 3. Again, there's talk of the NWAC moving to metal bats in the next year or two because they want their players to be more prepared for 4-year colleges now versus professional. So they'll be going maybe to metal bats. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That is fouled back to the screen. And the count stays at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Does change the game. Bats are lighter. There's more pop off a metal bat versus a wood bat. And you've got to be a lot more prepared for a lot more line drives. Ball gets upon you quickly. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Curveball swinging a line drive into right field for a base hit. So Wayne House takes the 3-2 pitch and he punches it into right field for his second base hit of the ball game. Leadoff single for Bellevue here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That'll bring to the plate Tino Paletti. Paletti today is 1 for 2. Flied out to the left fielder and a double back in the 4th. So Paletti steps on in. Throw over to first base. Wayne House scampers back in. Looked like he might have been thinking about going, and he quickly had to tiptoe back. So Paletti back on in. Moore is ready. First pitch to him is a fastball at the knees, strike 1. A balls and a strike on Tino Paletti. 4-1 Bellevue. 4 runs and 7 hits for the Bulldogs. 1 run on just 3 hits so far for Mount Hood. Moore works from the stretch. Runner takes his lead at first. That's Wayne House. Here's the pitch. Swinging a line drive into center field. Back is Bernard. Now he'll stop. He'll reach up and make the catch for the first out of the inning. Hit solidly, but right at Bernard, who took about 1 step back and then stopped there, makes the catch, and Paletti is retired for the first out of the inning. Olympic College is nationally recognized by the Aspen Institute as one of the top 10 community colleges in the nation because their programs help students earn good paying jobs. Get busy learning at olympic.edu. Up to the plate comes De La Cruz. Here's the first pitch to him, and he swings. Strike one. No balls and a strike on De La Cruz. De La Cruz 0 for 2 today. One attempt in the second resulted in an out, and then he was caught looking for a strikeout in the fourth. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. That fastball outside corner. Strike two. No balls and 2 strikes on De La Cruz. Just 2 strikeouts recorded so far by Mount Hood, and they fanned 7 times so far. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Curveball outside and low for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Nico De La Cruz. Shane Stober awaits on deck for Bellevue. Hear the wind kicking up a little bit now on our outside microphone. Moore is ready. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And since first base is occupied, De La Cruz goes down swinging. So he's the second out of the inning, and that's Moore's second strikeout this afternoon in relief of Cameron Jack. So 2 outs now for the Bulldogs. I'm going to bring up Stober. Stober, a single and an RBI back in the second, and flied out to the left fielder Elliott, his last at bat. 4-1 Bellevue in the first pitch for Moore. Fastball right down the heart of the plate, strike 1. The ball's in a strike on Stober. Moore will work from the stretch. Wayne House, the lanky runner at first base, takes his lead. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swing, fly ball into short right field, and it'll have to be played on a hop by the right fielder Travis. Opposite field base hit by Shane Stober as it just flared right in front of Travis, and he really didn't have a chance to make the play, and it played on a hop. Down to second base goes Wayne House, and Stober now has 2 base hits on the ball game. And we'll go back to the top of the order for the Bulldogs and Dylan Bachulek. Bachulek is 1 for 2 today with a couple runs scored. He swings at the first pitch, hits a fly ball down the right field line. It twists foul for strike 1. No balls and a strike on Bachulek. Walked and lead off the ball game, stole second, scored a run, and had an infield base hit in the 5th and scored a run. And right now his team on top by a score of 4-1 over Mount Hood. 4 runs and 8 hits now for the Bulldogs. They've picked up 4 hits in the last 2 innings. Moore from the stretch. Here comes the pitch, the 0-1 pitch, and it's a curveball, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes on Bachulek. Bernard shading Bachulek to right center field. Actually, now the left fielder moving over that way as well. Right-handed hitter against the right-handed pitcher. Bachulek will step off the bag, or out of the batter's box rather. And now Moore will get back on the rubber. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, curveball swung on, hit slowly, gets past Moore at the pitcher's mound. He can't recover it, and safe at first base is Bachulek. Ball was hit to the right of the mound. It looked like Moore had a good read on it, but somehow he just went over his glove, and he had to try and chase it down. By the time he did and threw it to first, not in time, and Bachulek is safe at first base. And we ruled a base hit, so an infield base hit for Bachulek, the second one of the ball game, and that'll move Wayne House down to third, and in second base is Stober. So 2 infield base hits for Bachulek this afternoon. He's 2 for 3. I'll bring the plate Pinarina. The first pitch to him is a fastball outside, ball 1. Pinarini is 1 for 2 as well with a run scored. Single in the first, walked and scored a run in the 5th. Moore from the stretch, 1-0 pitch, swing and a bouncing ball hit toward the first base and takes a high hop. He'll flip it to Moore at first base and will retire Pinarini for the final out of the inning. No runs for Bellevue here in the 6th inning. No runs on 3 base hits. There were no errors and 3 runners left on base. We go to the top of the 7th inning, and your score is Bellevue 4, Mount Hood 1. For 1, we go to the top of the 7th. Centralia College is your college for associate degrees, bachelor degrees, and job training. Apply now to get a jump on classes and financial aid. Application is easy and free. You belong at Centralia College. Visit www.centralia.edu for details. Haley will step up for Mount Hood here in the 7th inning, and he swings at the first pitch and fouls it away for strike 1. Haley this afternoon 0 for 1, walked and scored a run in the 3rd, and flied out to Vachulek in center field his last at bat. 4-1 Bellevue here in the top of the 7th. There was a change in the scoring. Vachulek did get on, obviously, but it was ruled an error on the pitcher Moore as the ball skipped over his glove. So Mount Hood now has picked up his first error of the ball game, and the pitch misses outside for ball 2. So the line scores 4 runs on 8 hits for the Bulldogs and 1 run on 3 hits, and now an error for the Saints. 2-1 pitch, here it comes. Check swing, and it's called a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Andrew Haley. Infield again will play back now with 2 strikes, as Haley, the left-handed batter, more than likely won't attempt a bunt. Here's a 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Haley fans for the first out here in the 7th inning of play. 8 strikeouts for Cody Anderson so far. He has struck out 3 of the last 4 batters, as in the 6th he struck out 2, and now he starts the 7th with a strikeout of Andrew Haley. That'll bring to plate Mitchell Rose. Rose today 0 for 1. Catcher sacrifice bunt in the 3rd and lined out to the second baseman his last at bat. Takes the first pitch down low, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Rose. Anderson's ready. Here's the next pitch. Swing, popped up in the infield. The second baseman looking up into the sky. He'll reach up and make the catch for the second out. Taylor Cruz had to shade his eyes, but he's able to make the catch. And now there's 2 outs for the Saints here in the 7th inning. Now to bring up Jace McKinney. Top of the 7th inning, and Bellevue continues to lead by a score of 4-1. McKinney takes the first pitch high for ball 1. Are you thinking about transferring? Think about Eastern Washington University. EWU is minutes from trails and lakes, as well as the state's 2nd largest city. But it's not just a great location. EWU offers cutting-edge STEM degrees and is Washington State's best academic value for transfer students. Learn more today at ewu.edu/transfer. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It is hit down the third baseline. Fair! Just gets past the third baseman Gallo. A wide turn at first base by McKinney, and he will hold there, as quickly getting the ball in is Evan Johnson. So McKinney just snakes it right down the third base line, got underneath the glove of Gallo, and he picks up the base hit. So for the Saints, their 4th base hit of the ball game. It comes with 2 outs here in the 7th inning of play. And that'll bring to the plate the number 2 hitter, J.T. Williams. Anderson, who's worked to stretch the entire ball game, will with the runner at first. And the first pitch is in the dirt and covered up nicely there by Stover, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Williams. Williams today is 1 for 2. Grounded out in the first, walked in the third, and singled and stole a base back in the 5th. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That fastball grounded up the middle. That's into center field for a base hit. So back-to-back hits now for Mount Hood as Williams rolls it past the pitcher into center field. And Mount Hood has runners at first and second now with 2 outs. Down to second base goes Jace McKinney, and it'll bring to the plate for the Saints Isaac Bernard. Bernard, one of the more dangerous hitters for Mount Hood. For Longview residents, you may remember him last year playing for the Calais Black Bears. Haven't heard is he returning this year or not. 4-1, Bellevue on top. Bernard to the plate. And the first pitch from Cody Anderson, a curveball, strike 1. No balls and a strike on Bernard. He is perfect on getting on base today. He has 1 official at bat, an infield base hit in the 3rd with an RBI. He's been hit by a pitch and walked as well. So he's 1 for 1. Left-handed hitter. Anderson, the left-handed pitcher, and the pitch is delivered and a swing and a line drive into left field for a base hit. He gets past the left fielder as well. It will score 1 run for sure. Here comes the second run, and Mount Hood has scored 2 runs here in the top half of the 7th inning. McKinney scores on the single. That'll be an RBI. And J.T. Williams scores all the way from first base. I'm assuming that will be an error on the left fielder. And that'll be the second run of the inning for Mount Hood. And all of a sudden, it's just 4-3. So Bernard, the single, moves to second on the air. He picks up an RBI, and it's 4-3 Bellevue. But there's 2 outs now, and the Saints have clawed their way back into the ball game. 3 consecutive base hits for Mount Hood, and they are back in the contest. All this coming with 2 outs here in the 7th inning of play. Now that'll bring to the plate Nolan McCall, the cleanup hitter for Mount Hood this afternoon, looking for his first base hit. He has struck out twice and lined out to the second baseman here today. So McCall, base hit here, could score Bernard. Here's the first pitch, a curveball, and that's high, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on McCall. Again, a 302 hitter. Mount Hood as a team hits 275, so it's a good hitting baseball team. Here's a 1-0 pitch, curveball, bouncing ball hit to third, grabbed there by Gallo, throws across in time, and McCall's retired for the 3rd out of the inning. But the Saints get a couple runs here in the inning, 2 runs on 3 base hits. There was 1 error and 1 run left on base. Now after 6.5 innings of play, your score is Bellevue 4, Mount Hood 3.
LCC has definitely prepared me to transfer to Oregon State because it's helped me with my study skills. I'm a much harder worker than I was in high school.
I had a great support base by the staff, and I've made some great friends that I think I'll carry on with my life.
I've definitely loved my classes. I've learned a lot. It's been a healthy environment.
Don't be afraid to branch out. The people here are awesome. I'm going to be in it for a while, but down the road I'll be finishing up and be ready to join the workforce.
Mount Hood getting back into the contest here in the top of the 7th inning as the Saints get a couple runs in, helped by an error, and all of a sudden Cody Anderson, who was dominating this ball game, now finds himself in a 1-run game. His team still continues to lead, though, by a score of 4-3. For Bellevue, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Jordan LaFave, Evan Johnson, and Eli Gallo, are due up. And the first pitch from Riley Moore to Jordan LaFave is a fastball called strike 1. The ball's on a strike on LaFave. LaFave 1 for 2 this afternoon. An RBI sacrifice fly in the first, flied out in the 3rd, and a single and an RBI back in the 5th. So a couple ribbies for him here today. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Curveball bounces up to the plate, and the count levels out at 1 ball and 1 strike. Bottom of the 7th inning now. A 1-run game once again. Moore from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Jordan Lefebvre. Bellevue's led in the entire ball game. Had a 3-run lead on one occasion, had a 2-run lead, and both times Mount Hood's been able to cut the lead back to 1. Here's the pitch, swing and a foul tip at the plate, and the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes on Jordan Lefebvre. Lefebvre, an even 300 hitter with 18 RBIs on the year. Here comes a pitch, a curveball at the knee, strike 3. Lefebvre slowly turns away as he strikes out the first time here this afternoon. Riley Moore's 3rd strikeout in relief of Cameron Jack. He went 4 1/3 innings, and since then Moore's done very well. Has given up just 2 base hits in relief. And the first pitch to the next hitter, Evan Johnson, misses low, ball 1. Johnson in the ball game is 0 for 2. Lined out to the 3rd baseman, popped out to the 2nd baseman, and had a sacrifice fly and an RBI back in the 5th. Here's the next pitch. Fastball outside corner, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Evan Johnson. Johnson with a 25 on his back. Sophomore. Ready for the 1-1 pitch. Here it is, and it's low, ball 2. I would think if you're a coach at a community college, the hardest thing to do is recruit, because you only have a kid for 2 years at the most. At least at the major colleges, you have them at 4. Moore's ready. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That fastball swing and fouled away. And the count levels out at 2-2. So you're constantly recruiting. I know Dave Andrew, he does the PA here. He also helps out with softball duties at Lower Columbia. He it was at a game I was at the other day, and he's recruiting all the time. Here's a 2-2 pitch, curveball swing and a bouncing ball hit wide at 3rd, gloved there by McCall, throws to 1st, and they get Johnson for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 up, 2 down to start the 7th inning for Bellevue. Now to bring up the number 5 hitter, Eli Gallo. Gallo today is 0 for 3, a ground out, a pop out, and a strikeout. So he's 0 for 3. And the first pitch, he shows the butt, takes the pitch at the belt for strike 1. But I would think that'd be the hardest thing if you're a junior college coach, where you're just constantly recruiting. I guess one of the things is you don't have restrictions where you can't talk to a kid. Here's the 0-1 pitch, that curveball's a beauty, and it's 0-2 on Gallo. But you're constantly out there. I guess you're up in Bellevue, you've got a lot of opportunities to see a lot of kids because there's a lot of schools in the area. Obviously you're in King County, so you've got a ton of schools to look at. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. That fastball outside corner, called strike 3. Gallo fans end the inning. Moore strikes out 2 in the inning, and he has now struck out 4 in the ball game. For Bellevue in the 7th, no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. After 7 complete, it's now Bellevue 4, Mount Hood 3.
What if your dreams could change the world? What would you do? Where would you start? Southern Oregon University is a place where anyone, everyone, can realize that dream. With over 40 majors, our accelerated degree programs, online and night schedules make sure your everyday life doesn't get in the way of your real life. Southern Oregon University. Learn. Dream.
Always improving with Chief Football Officer Russell Wilson.
Good, high knees, knee up, toe up, knee up. Come on, Silver Fox. I like it, I see the hustle. I see the hustle for the baby. Name that route.
Albuquerque, New Orleans, Atlanta, Cancun.
Faster, faster, faster. Lost teddy bear. Open guy, hit him, hit him, hit him. Oh, let's make those hungry customers full customers, why not, huh? I like it. Let's go, let's go. It's not even 7 a.m. yet.
Alaska Airlines.
No time to sleep.
Ready to go here in the top of the 8th inning. Bellevue leading Mount Hood by a score of 4-3. Ogata, Travis, and Elliott due up for the Mount Hood Saints here in the 8th inning of play. The 5, 6, and 7 hitters that face Anderson. Anderson's first pitch, swing, fly ball hit into the gap into right center field. Vachulek, a long run all the way into right field, and it goes off his glove. Down to second base goes the runner Ogata, as that ball just kept tailing and tailing away from Vachulek, and it'll fall to the turf. So down to second base goes Ogata. We'll wait on the scoring. It will be ruled an error, an E8, and down to second base is Ogata. So called it a base hit. Okay, check that. I thought I saw an error put up on the board. I do see an error up on the board. So it's been ruled a base hit, though, so a double for Vachulek, or for Ogata off the glove of Vachulek. And that'll bring to the plate Taylor Travis. Travis more than likely here bunting, as this team is down by 1 run. Third baseman Gallo in on the AstroTurf, and the first pitch is taken outside, and they will appeal down to third base umpire John Jackson, and he says no, he did not offer. So 1 ball, no strikes on the hitter Travis. First baseman coming on in as well, as the batter Travis is a left-hander. Anderson, a left-handed pitcher. He'll fake a throw back to second base, and Ogata back there easily. Tying run at second base with no one out for Mount Hood here in the top of the 8th inning. Travis again squares. This time he bunts it in front of home plate, grabbed by the catcher, and he'll throw the second baseman for the first out. Didn't get it far enough in front of home plate, so it was grabbed by Stover, and he throws to De La Cruz, who is at first to make the play, and 1 out here in the 8th inning of play. So Travis didn't push it far enough, and Stover able to make the play. Got a new batter for Haley, or for Elliott, as stepping to the plate is Cameron Sheets. So Sheets will come to bat for Elliott here with 1 out in the 8th inning of play, and he takes the first pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Cameron Sheets, a freshman from Reynolds High School, and bats from the right side. Try and get his hitting statistics here in just a second, as Anderson's ready, and the pitch is swung on, hit to shallow left center field. On comes a left fielder. He'll make the catch right at his shoe tops, as the wind once again played a little bit of havoc on the defense out there, as the left fielder Evan Johnson started to go back, then the ball was started to be pushed in, and you see him keep running and running. He makes the catch right at the knees for the second out of the inning. So now take a 2-out base hit by Andrew Haley for Mount Hood to tie this ball game. Anderson's ready. First pitch, swing and a bouncing ball. Hit to the first baseman. Paletti's got it. He'll go to the bag. And Mount Hood is retired here in the 8th inning of play. They have a leadoff double, but they're unable to move them into home. And the Saints are turned away here in the 8th. In the 8th, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. After 7.5 innings of play, it's Bellevue 4, Mount Hood 3.
There is no obstacle an engineer can't tackle, build around, or blow up. Skilled and versatile, these soldiers pave the way, building fortifications, detecting and destroying mines, or restoring electricity after a natural disaster. Nothing stands in the way of a guard engineer.
The first day of school is kind of scary. You don't know your teachers yet or who your friends will be. But school is really important. It's how you learn things and grow.
Okay, I'm ready.
You're gonna do great, Mommy.
For you, for them, Clark College. Get started today at clark.edu.
Well, Bellevue looking to add on here as we go to the bottom 8, leading by a score of 4-3. Prepare for an inspired future at Lynn Benton Community College in Albany, Oregon. You get personalized support, small classes, and you save money. Train for a job, get your bachelor's degree started, or check out the degree partnership program with OSU. LBCC inspired. It'll be Wayne House, Paletti, and De La Cruz up to face Moore for Mount Hood here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Bellevue with the 1-run lead. First pitch from Moore, and a swing and a miss by Wayne House. Completely fooled by that as he just waves at it, looks back and smiles at his teammates, and the count, no balls and a strike on Wayne House. He is 2 for 3 today with a double, a run scored, and an RBI back in the 6th. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Curveball, swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes on Joe Wayne House. Designated hitter for Bellevue. Again, a tall young man. Don't have his height and things like that, but he's a tall guy. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that fastball sails upstairs for ball 1. I'm looking for Wayne House on the roster here. You don't have listed as number 16. That's interesting. Well, this doesn't really matter. He's out there playing. Here's Moore. Here's the pitch, check swing, and ball was in the dirt. They will appeal down to third. Nope, Wayne House did not go, and the count will go even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 4-3 Bellevue, bottom of the 8th. Winner continues, loser goes home. Here's a 2-2 pitch, fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Wayne House strikes out for the first time today, and that's one out here in the 8th inning for Bellevue. Centralia College is your college for associate degrees, bachelor degrees, and job training. Apply now to get a jump on classes and financial aid. Application is easy and free. You belong at Centralia College. Visit www.centralia.edu for details. Up the plate comes Politi and takes a first pitch for a strike. No balls and a strike on Tino Politi. Here's the next pitch, fastball, swing and a miss, strike 2. Politi down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. On the day he has a double, and he's flied out a couple of times to left field and to center field. Moore is ready. Long pause. Now here comes the 0-2 pitch. Curveball, swing and bounce foul. That'll go off the first base line, and the count remains at no balls and 2 strikes. Again, the winner of this ball game plays tomorrow morning at 11:05 against the Everett Yakima Valley loser. That game, I believe, coming up at 4:35, and the loser will be done for the year. Politi steps back in, Moore's ready. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, fastball swing, popped up, and that'll drift out of play again. Past the third base bleachers, and the count stays at no balls and 2 strikes. Again, we've had sunshine for probably half this ball game, so can't complain about the weather at least. Still a little chilly, but it's supposed to get nicer as the weekend goes along. So bring a sweater or a blanket. Come on out for the last 2 games here this evening. Here's the next pitch, bounces up to the plate. The count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Those will be winter games as Everett and Yakima Valley play at 4:30. And then following that will be the host team, Lower Columbia, against Pierce. 2 division rivals there. Stepping back in is Politi, and Moore is ready. Comes a 1-2 pitch, fastball, that's in the dirt again. And the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. A lot of action going on everywhere for high schools as well. A lot of the local teams involved in state championship play. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. That fastball is fouled away again into the screen up the first base line. The count stays at 2-2. I've been unable to check to see how many of the local teams are doing. I do know that the Tudor Lake softball team had a 21-0 win over Mary Walker. Lossy Rock in that same 2B tournament loss, I believe, to DeSales of Walla Walla. The next pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. And Politi strikes out for the second out. 2 up, 2 down, 2 strikeouts here in the 8th inning for Bellevue, as Moore has now struck out 5 in the ball game. In fact, the last 3 batters he has faced, he has struck out. That'll bring to the plate Nico De La Cruz. De La Cruz has struck out twice in 3 attempts here today. He takes the first pitch. It's a fastball, misses away. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Grounded out in the second, caught looking in the fourth, and struck out swinging back in the 6th. So he is 0 for 3. Here comes the next pitch. That fastball's down low. 2 balls and no strikes. Moore has struck out 5. Jack struck out 1. So they've struck out 6, Mount Hood. But Cody Anderson has fanned 8. And he's still on the mound for the Bulldogs. Leads by a score of 4 to 3. Here comes a 2-0 pitch. It's bunted, and it will go foul as it's grabbed by the catcher, Rose, and the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. There is activity, though, in the Bellevue bullpen down past left field out in the shade. I imagine the shade is not real warm out there with the breeze blowing, but in the sun, fairly pleasant out right now. Here comes a 2-1 pitch, fastball swing, and it's fouled away again. And the count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. De La Cruz able to get on. Stober awaits on deck. Get a look there at De La Cruz if you're watching on Topher Vision. Right-handed hitter. And he's ready to go. Moore peers on in to Rose from the stretch. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Curveball is a little bit high, ball 3. Third baseman and the shortstop thought that was strike 3. They headed toward the dugout, but nope. Harry Colden says no, that's high, and the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes on De La Cruz. Moore is ready. Here comes a payoff pitch. Fastball swing, and it's fouled back into the screen, and the count will remain at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ball rolls off the netting and onto the field of play, so Stober will grab it, and he'll take it back to his dugout. Moore ready to go again. And here comes a 3-2 pitch again, and that fastball is high for ball 4. So De La Cruz, the walk with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. And for Moore, that's the first walk he has given up here in the ball game. As a team, Mount Hood has walked 3. And 2 of those walks have scored, and that has been the difference in the ball game as Bellevue has the 1-run lead. That'll bring to the plate Shane Stober. Stober 2 for 3 today. First pitch to him, fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1. No balls and a strike on Stober. Single and RBI in the second, flied out to Elliott in left field in the 5th, and a single to right field in the 6th. So he's got 2 base hits here today. Throw to first base, and diving back safely is De La Cruz. He's held on there by Haley. Moore's worked the stretch the entire game after he came in relief of Jack. He's done a good job in relief. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There goes the runner. Pitch is swung on, hit to center field, moving back to his right now, coming on in is Bernard, reaches up, makes the catch, and retires the side. For Bellevue in the 8th inning, no runs on no hits. There are no errors, 1 runner left on base. We move to the 9th inning of play. Your score is Bellevue 4 and Mount Hood 3.
I initially declared my major in mathematics, but I changed my major to computer science after I took just 1 computer science class. When I took a CS class, I realized that it had all of the problem solving that I loved in mathematics, but I could make really cool applications. If you love solving problems, if you have a very logical and mathematical thought process, and you are creative, CS is for you. Really, if you love problem solving, we love you.
4-3, and Mount Hood will send up the 9, 1 and 2 hitters to face Cody Anderson. Anderson's gone the distance so far, 8 innings, has given up 7 base hits, 3 runs, and he has walked 2 and struck out 8 so far. So Rose will step up and see what kind of luck he has against Anderson. So far, he's had none. A sacrifice bunt in the third, and he's not gotten the ball out of the infield as of yet. A line out and a pop out to the second baseman, De La Cruz. First pitch from Anderson is a fastball, strike 1. The ball's in a strike on Mitchell Rose. Third baseman Gallo playing even with the bag for the Bulldogs. Here's the next pitch. That big curveball misses high and outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike on Rose. Game a little bit over 2 hours old. It's been a well-played game, just 1 error by each team. 4-3 is our score. Bellevue looking to close it out and advance to tomorrow's game at 11:05 against Everett or Yakima Valley. Here's the next pitch. That curveball outside corner, strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Mitchell Rose. Now Gallo at third base will move back a few steps. Anderson's ready. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. That fastball fouled, or was it a foul? No, apparently it was swung at and dropped and picked up by the catcher and throw the first for the out, and Rose is retired for the first out of the inning. So a strikeout for Rose, which gives Anderson his 9th of the ball game, but the catcher Stover dropped the baseball, so he has to throw to first of Paletti to get the out. So we'll go back to the top of the order, and Jace McKinney for Mount Hood. First pitch to him, he shows the bunt, takes the pitch, the outside corner, strike 1. The ball's on a strike on McKinney. McKinney today has 1 hit in 4 at-bats, struck out once as well. Here comes Anderson's 0-1 pitch. And that fastball, wide, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. He singled and scored in the 7th. He started the action in the 7th for the Saints as he had a 2-out base hit and eventually came around to score on an error. Here comes the pitch, and that's in the dirt. He actually scored on the RBI single by Bernard. The second run, J.T. Williams scored on the air. So his run was earned. Williams wasn't. But they're still down by 1. Here comes the 2-1 pitch, and that fastball is upstairs for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike on McKinney. Williams waits on deck for the Saints. Here comes Anderson's 3-1 pitch, and it is fouled away behind us, and the count goes full at 3 balls and 2 strikes on Jace McKinney. Mount Hood, the #1 team out of the South, looking to avoid 2 straight losses and out of here quickly. Mount Hood losing 10-2 yesterday to Pierce. Now stepping back in is the hitter McKinney. Here comes the 3-2 pitch from Anderson. Swing and a bouncing ball up the first base line. It is just foul. So the count will remain full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 more games after this, though. So make your plans. Spend the weekend here. Enjoy some baseball. That's what we do here in Longview and Kelso. Here comes a 3-2 pitch. Fastball is outside, ball 4. So McKinney, the tying run, will trot on down to first base with 1 out here in the 9th as Anderson walks his 3rd batter of the afternoon. That'll bring to the plate the shortstop. J.T. Williams today is 2 for 3. He's had a good day hitting against Anderson. He scored a run as well. First pitch to him, swing and fouled away, and the count no balls and a strike. Grounded out in the 1st, walked in the 3rd, single, stole the base in the 5th, and singled and scored a run in the 7th on the air by the left fielder, Evan Johnson. Middle infielder is looking for the ground play double ball. Gallo moves up at 3rd base. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes on J.T. Williams. He'll take a step away from the batter's box. Now he'll come back in, take a practice cut or two, and he'll get ready again. Runner at first, McKinney takes his lead, held on there by Paletti. Anderson takes a look over there. Now comes home with a pitch. Time was called, I think. Yes, it was. Ball got away from Stover and doesn't chase it, so time was called before the pitch was delivered, and the count remained at no balls and 2 strikes. 4-3 Bellevue with 1 out in the top of the 9th. Mount Hood, the tying run at first base. Bellevue's led the entire ball game. Right now clinging to the 1-run lead. Anderson's ready. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Fastball chopped towards the third baseman. Glove there, throws to second for 1, and that's all they'll get. Gallo took the high chopper. He throws it down to De La Cruz at second. He had no chance to get the runner at first, Williams, and they'll settle for the out. So there's 2 outs now as Williams is at first base on the fielder's choice, but McKinney is retired 5-4 for the second out of the inning. And we have to Bernard. Bernard, again, probably the most dangerous hitter for Mount Hood. Today he is 2 for 2, but he's been on base all 4 times. Hit by a pitch in the first, walked in the 5th, and an infield single in the 3rd with an RBI, and a base hit and an RBI back in the 7th. We'll see what Bernard can do. First pitch to him, fastball, called strike 1. No balls and a strike on Bernard. Where's the number 22 in his back? Left-handed hitter. On the season, a .357 batting average. Not a lot of power though, just 1 home run on the year. Anderson's ready. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that fastball is inside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike on Bernard. If he can keep the inning alive, Nolan McCall awaits on deck for Mount Hood. Bernard steps back on in again, and Anderson ready from the stretch. Here comes a 1-1 pitch, and that fastball at the letters, strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Bernard. Down to season ending time for Mount Hood. They're down as far as they can go on the strikes. Need to keep the inning alive somehow. As Bernard's behind in the count, 1-2. Here comes a 1-2 pitch, and that ball is swung on, hit in the gap in left center field. It is going to get down for a base hit. Grabbed there by Evan Johnson. He quickly gets it on in, and Bernard coasts on into second base with a 2-out double. Down to third goes J.T. Williams, and Bernard, his 3rd base hit of the ball game, as he goes in the opposite field to left center field. Johnson could not get to it, so he quickly gets it back in, as easily going to third is Williams, and down to second is J.T. Bernard, or Isaac Bernard. That'll bring to the plate Nolan McCall with 2 outs now in the top of the 9th inning. 3 runs on 8 hits for Mount Hood, 4 runs on 8 hits for Bellevue. Tight contest here. Now that'll bring to the plate Nolan McCall. McCall 0 for 4 this afternoon. Base hit here, scores at least 1 run, perhaps 2. Anderson will work from the stretch. First pitch, swing and fouled. And the count, no balls and 1 strike on Nolan McCall. McCall 302 in the year. RBIs 27. 28 ties the ball game. 29 gives Mount Hood the lead. Williams takes his lead at third, not held on by Gallo at all. Bernard has a good lead at second as well. Anderson from the stretch. Here's a pitch. Gets past the catcher, Stover, and a run will score, and we're tied. Pitch gets past Stover and allows J.T. Williams to score from third base, and we'll await the ruling on the play. We're tied at 4, as scoring from third is Bernard, or is Williams. Bernard goes to third, and it's ruled a pass ball, allowing Williams to score the tying run. So the ball gets past Stover, and now the go-ahead run, Bernard, is at third base. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's a pitch, swing and a bouncing ball hit to the shortstop. Glove there by LaFave. Throws the first in time, and McCall's retired for the out. But Mount Hood ties the game here in the 9th inning as the Saints pick up 1 run on 1 base hit. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Their score now tied: Bellevue 4 and Mount Hood 4. Well, Mount Hood was down 4-1 after 5 complete innings of play, but the Saints pick up a couple in the 7th and 1 here in the 9th on a pass ball, and this ball game is tied as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. For the Bulldogs, Vachulek, Pinarini, and Lefebvre do up the 1-2-3 hitters against Riley Moore. And the first pitch of Vachulek, one hopper hit to McCall at third. He throws to first in time and is retired on the first pitch of the inning. So 1 pitch, 1 out as Vachulek swings at the first pitch. Easy play for McCall, and we've got 1 out. That'll bring up Pinarini for the Bulldogs. Pinarini today is 1 for 3 with a run scored. He will step on in to face Riley Moore. Moore has done his job here this afternoon. First pitch to Pinarini is a fastball, strike 1. Moore came in down by a score of 4-1, and he has kept Bellevue in check and allowed his team to tie the ball game here at 4. Here's the next pitch, swing and a ground ball hit towards the second baseman. McKinney's got it, throws, and Pinarini is retired for the 2nd out of the inning. 2 up, 2 down for Bellevue here in the bottom of the 9th inning. That'll bring to the plate Jordan Lefebvre. Lefebvre today is 1 for 3. An RBI sacrifice fly in the first, flied out in the 3rd, a single and RBI in the 5th, and caught looking in his last at bat in the 7th. Moore's first pitch to him is a fastball called strike 1. The ball's and a strike on Jordan Lefebvre. Not sure who will come out to throw for Bellevue in the top of the 10th if we end up there. If Anderson will return, there has been activity in the Bellevue bullpen as Moore working on his cleats. That's why we got a delay in the game. Count as 1 ball and 1 strike on the hitter Lefebvre. Moore is ready. Here comes a 1-1 pitch. Fastball swinging a ground ball towards the shortstop. It goes off his glove and it'll go into center field. Williams made a couple of steps to his left and the ball goes off the heel of his glove. And down at first base is Jordan Lefebvre. To be ruled an error. That's the 2nd of the ball game against the Saints, but it comes with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. We'll see now if Lefebvre will be trying to steal or if the cleanup hitter Evan Johnson can do something to end this ball game. Moore from the stretch. First pitch, fastball gets past the catcher and down to second base goes Lefebvre. Looked like it just went through the glove of the catcher, and we'll see what we got. Pass ball, that's what I thought. It looked like it just went right through his glove. And the catchers have both now had big pass balls here in the ball game as the pitchers rule the ball. 1 ball and no strikes, and now down at second, the winning run Lefebvre, and timeout called. Stover, the catcher for Bellevue in the top of the inning, let a ball get past him and allowed the tying run to score. Now the catcher Rose lets one get past him, and now the winning run is at second base. 1 ball, no strikes. Moore from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Curveball in the dirt, and that time a nice job by Rose to keep it in front of him. Well, count 2 balls and no strikes on Evan Johnson. Again, Johnson, he is 0 for 3 in the ball game. He has a sacrifice fly and an RBI, though, back in the 5th. Now we're going to walk the batter as the count 2-0, and we'll go the intentional walk on Evan Johnson. So the count now 3 balls and no strikes. And Moore will throw 1 more pitch, and they'll set up the force at every base. So there's the 4th pitch, and Moore walks the second batter of the ball game. He struck out 5, he's now walked 2, but that was an intentional walk, and that'll set up the force at every base. That'll bring the plate Eli Gallo. Gallo, the 3rd baseman for Bellevue, is 0 for 4 today. His last 2 at bats, he struck out. See what can happen here. Moore is ready. First pitch, swing and a bouncing ball, hit towards the shortstop. Gloved nicely there. A low throw, and it's off the glove of the first baseman. Here comes the runner home. He slides, he scores, ball game over. Bellevue wins by a score of 5-4 as a nice snag by J.T. Williams on the 1 hopper. Then he throws it low. The first baseman can't make the play. The ball game is over. That goes off the knee of Haley at first base. Allows the runner LaFave to score from second, and the ball game is over. So Gallo will be on base because of the error, but it scores the run, and it will end the ball game as Bellevue comes up with a run here in the bottom half of the 9th inning and wins by a score of 5-4. For Bellevue in the bottom of the 9th inning, 1 run on no base hits. There were 2 errors, and there were 2 runners left on base. So Bellevue scores 1 run here in the bottom of the 9th, and they send Mount Hood home by a final score of 5-4. We'll take a 1-minute break. Again, your final score here in game number 6 at the 2016 NWAC Baseball Championships. Bellevue 5, Mount Hood 4.
What if your dreams could change the world? What would you do? Where would you start? Southern Oregon University is a place where anyone, everyone, can realize that dream. With over 40 majors, our accelerated degree programs, online and night schedules make sure your everyday life doesn't get in the way of your real life. Southern Oregon University. Learn. Dream.
Company retreat with Chief Football Officer Russell Wilson.
Some of you may be wondering why we're wood carving.
What are we learning from this?
Details. Small details. Like this right here. Not bad. Now, Captain Bob knows about the details. Style, comfort,
and power.
Power?
Yep. It's for you.
Giving you our best never stops. Thank you for flying Alaska.
All right, we're back here, and Kirk Rowland will be on the field, and he will conduct an interview, and there he is. Got her on, but we can't hear him. So Kirk's on the field, and he's trying to get the on-field microphone to work. He's talking to, I believe, Cody Anderson, and apparently we're having a little technical difficulties at the moment. Let's hold on a sec and see if we can get this on the air. Kirk's on the way up. He might have to be putting a new battery in the microphone as Cody Anderson is waiting on the field, and we'll see if Kirk's able to get a visit with him or not. As I can hear the mic. Sounds like we've got it through the headsets here, so we'll see what's happening. But anyway, Bellevue scores a run in the bottom of the 9th inning to win by a score of 5-4 after Mount Hood scored a run in the top of the 9th to tie it at 4. Here's the play again on Topher Vision. A nice snag by the shortstop. Then he throws over there, and it hits the first baseman on the knee. He tried to chase it down, and by then the run had scored as Jordan LaFave ends up scoring.
Here we are. We're down on the field now. We've got Cody Anderson with us here.
We got
Cody, congratulations. Thank you. Tell you what, I know you wanted to get that done in regular fashion, but this Mount Hood Saints team, you know they're always going to come back at you, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, they put really good bats together and stuff, and they always started getting runs, you know. Just when I thought I was in a groove, they got me out of it, you know. Props to them. They did a really good job this game, you know, making me make my pitches.
All right, well, I know you were cruising right along. I'm sure it was kind of nice for you to, you know, just kind of get settled in a little bit, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, that was huge. I really liked that I kept my pitch count down. You know, that helped me go deeper into the game and stuff. And so, yeah, the quick first couple innings really helped me, allowed me to do that.
Yeah. Well, I know from what happened last night, you guys were hoping to get back to regular Bellevue Bulldog baseball. You feel a lot of pressure, didn't you, here today to try to keep this season going?
I mean, yeah, kind of, but it's the same game we've been playing since we were 5. I mean, you throw the ball, catch the ball, hit the ball. Same game, just play our game, you know. We came out on top this time.
All right, outstanding. Cody had 10 strikeouts here today, did a great job, and 2 great ball clubs, 2 premier teams in the NWAC, and hey, you guys play on. Cody, way to get it done.
Roll Dogs.
All right, thanks.
All right, Kirk, thank you as we get that interview done as Bellevue Bulldogs advance here in the tournament as they edged Mount Hood by a score of 5-4 here today. Mount Hood season comes to an end, and Mount Hood will play tomorrow at 11:05 a.m. They'll play the loser of the Everett-Yakima Valley game, which is set to start at 4:35 here this afternoon. So if you got a moment, come on over and take a listen, take a look. Come on over, enjoy these kids that are playing baseball here today. The next game will start in about an hour and 15 minutes. We'll take one more quick 60-second break. We'll give you the final individual statistics and talk about what's coming up tonight. Again, your final score, Bellevue defeated Mount Hood 5-4.
Soldiers in the Guard's intelligence field gather information on the enemy using a variety of tactics. Scanning foreign communications, conducting interrogations, and debriefing friendly contacts, all while delivering and coordinating data to help allies on the battlefield or stop civil emergencies. The enemy can't hide from Guard intelligence.
The first day of school is kind of scary. You don't know your teachers yet or who your friends will be. But school is really important. It's how you learn things and grow.
Okay, I'm ready.
You're gonna do great, Mommy.
For you. For them. Clark College. Get started today at clark.edu.
Vern Foster back here at Lower Columbia College, David Story Field, as Bellevue has advanced into tomorrow's 11:05 game by defeating Mount Hood by a score of 5-4 here this afternoon. Riley Moore, the losing pitcher for the Saints, as he goes 4 1/3 innings and gives up just 1 run. It was unearned, and that's what cost him the ball game, as Mount Hood committed 2 errors in the bottom half of the 9th inning, and it allowed the Bulldogs to win this ball game here today. Cody Anderson gets the win, goes 9 innings, allows 5 runs on 8 hits, walks 3, strikes out 9 in the ball game. For Bellevue, Shane Stover had a couple of base hits. Joe Wainhouse had a couple of base hits. Dylan Vachulik had 1. Austin Pinarini had 1. Jordan LaFave had a base hit. Tino Paliti had a base hit. And for Mount Hood here this afternoon, their leading hitter was Isaac Bernard. He had 3 for 3 on the ball game with a couple RBIs, 2 hits for JT Williams, 2 hits for Bone Agata, and 1 hit for Jace McKinney. Again, the winning pitcher is Cody Anderson, and Bellevue will advance now as it wins today by a score of 5-4. Mount Hood season comes to an end. So Bellevue will play tomorrow like I mentioned, at 11:05, and they will play the loser of our upcoming game between Everett and Yakima Valley. Following that ball game at 7:35 tonight, we'll have Pierce and Lower Columbia. So if you have time, come on over, watch some baseball. We'll be here through Monday. The championship game set for 12:05, but we'll have a couple more games here tonight, and we'll start again tomorrow morning at 11:05. Thank you to our studio engineer back at KLOG, Chance Buck. Reminder that Mariner baseball will be on at 6 o'clock here this evening. The first place Mariners taking on the Minnesota Twins. Kelso product Trevor May with the Twins. We might see some action this weekend. So if you get a chance, take a listen to that as well. If you're not going to do that, come on over here and watch some baseball here at Story Field. Again, your final score in 9 innings, Bellevue 5, Mount Hood 4. Join us again here tomorrow at 11:05. Until then, I'm Brent Foster. So long, everyone.